days ago, the Lagos Ministry of Environment began pulling down some structures along the drainage paths in Lekki. This is what is left of that area now. The demolition process is ongoing, and many of these valuable properties will not be spared. Understandably, residents here are not pleased with this decision.
We get 3 years to resolve it. I'm coming. Like the commissioner said, we have started. Government needs to respond to a total thing.
A similar situation is unfolding in Ikota and Victoria Garden City, where numerous structures have been marked for demolition. This is to ensure that water can flow freely and prevent flooding in these neighborhoods.
I can't compensate you for an illegality in the first place. You should even be compensating the government for letting me deploy taxpayers' resources to clear that part. And you listen to them. They agreed that yes, 3 years ago it was not like this, but what were they doing? They went to sleep, they connived with those persons, and they closed up the channel deliberately. So now we have to open up the channel, allow the water to flow, and then we'll stop flooding of those 12 villages.
While the government is resolute in its mission, residents are urged to adhere to the state's rules to maintain a flood-free metropolis.
We can't be brazen in our illegality. It has to end. It's easier for people to blame government. How about what have we done on our part to save our environment? The environment is a master of man. You think you're cheating the environment, it's coming back to haunt you.
In the meantime, authorities say they will protect the drainage paths from encroachment, and any property built on water channels will be pulled down. Esther Mopariola, TVC News, Lagos.
Yes, Jude, it's projected that Lagos is one of the sinking cities. If you do your research, you discover that in the next 20-30 years, that Lagos might be submerged with some other major cities, New York, California, and some other cities around the world. That because the topography, Lagos is below sea level. And when it rains, the only thing people do is to just come out to say government is not doing anything. Look at Fashola government, look at, what's the name, Sanwo-Olu's government, look at the whole Lagos state. It's flooded. Yeah. There are factors that contribute to this flooding. But our people, because of hypocrisy, because of the way we are, we've turned all available space in Lagos now to dump sites. We just refuse. Some people at night, in the middle of the night, you pass somewhere in the evening, in the morning when you get there, you just it has been turned.
Even when it is raining.
No, they use, they pour refuse into drainage channels.
Yeah, once it is
they use it as their means of disposing their waste. They just pour.
And it's going to clog.
The canals are already clogged because waste, human waste, is going straight into the canals. So government has to then find a way to dredge those channels, those canals, so that water can move freely. When you are seeking approval, you must seek drainage approval along with other approvals. There ought to be setback. Look at, if we can show that video again, if we can go back a little bit, you see that the setbacks for the drainage channel, they built on the setback. You see? Look at that building. See the drainage channel. Look at the buildings already sitting on the setback. Yes. So there's no way that you will say you got approval to do this on the setback of the drainage channel. How do you build even on drainage channel?
Because if a tractor is going to walk on that place now, if there is a need for a tractor, how does it go in?
I don't understand. So they've had to demolish buildings sitting on the setback of the drainage channel. So our people are I saw other videos on social media that tell the story a lot better. Some of them were unable to retrieve their things because you were warned repeatedly. You were warned repeatedly that they will come.
Notice.
Yes, they said for some of these people that at the foundation level they had warned them.
They don't continue with this
to stop further development, but they didn't listen. It's just like when they demolished those buildings in, I think, is it Okafa or that one in the airport area?
Yes,
people started saying all kinds of things. For years, they had been warned to leave the place. In Lagos, people want to build just everywhere.
Look at everywhere. Look at, the millions, hundreds of millions that would be sunk.
Somebody told me that the developers, those developers, on a day like this, they just shut down their phones. So they couldn't, people who bought land from them could not reach them.
And they won't be able to again.
It's too late now. When the head is gone.
In this economy, to put together money to
only to lose. If you see some videos, you will weep for some of those people. You will pity them. If you see some of the videos. The
government must act. Unless
no, the thing is, see, Ashwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I remember interviewing along with my colleagues, and he said that, yes, there are some irresponsible people in the urban development ministry and all that, who gave approval even for skyscrapers to be built on drainage channel. They do that to civil servants. They give you approval to go and start work. So he didn't know what to do. He said, look, the cost of even removing a skyscraper is not cheap. When we wanted to remove the Bank of Industry building, it cost a lot of money.
Controlled demolition?
Yes.
Oh, no.
It cost a lot of money. So such buildings, what do you do? And on both sides, you have other buildings. So what he did was to look at that ministry. He fired some people there. Because, frankly, some people do not deserve to work there. It is in Lagos here that you see an individual who have a title deed to a plot of land. And that same plot of land will be allocated to 3 other people.
The big rackets.
That is where some of them make money.
Big rackets. That's
people make money in this way. They are not human beings again. Let's tell ourselves the truth. If you take approval, if you give approval for people to build skyscraper on drainage channel, was it not even suggested some time ago that even the Lagos Business School? I remember that issue came up, that it was also on drainage channel.
If we start, a lot of things will go down.
How many buildings are you going to remove? So if there are bad eggs in the ministry allowing this to happen, of course you have to send such people packing. I know that they don't have enough people to go around to stop people building here and there, but such people have themselves to blame.
Doctor, we are so selfish. We don't like ourselves. We are not patriotic to the extent that even if you go around Lagos, you know what they used to talk about, this power line, high tension power line, that no. Just go to the likes of Command, Meron, down to Alagbado, down.
It's virtually everywhere.
Beautiful buildings.
Virtually everywhere.
Under high tension wires.
Virtually everywhere.
People will sell it to them.
And some people will buy.
And
because
must you even live in that area?
When I was trying to get a place to buy, they took me close to a canal. And the person selling said, no, they are coming to cordon it off. They will do this, they will do. I said, but this is some meters away from the canal.
Good.
And I could see some people
setbacks
already building there. And I said to myself, no, you can't do this to me. Because even without the law being there, you will know that any day there is a storm, a major, you are going to be swept away. But people know these things, and then they keep praying. Based on what we have seen, after Afghanistan, Nigeria has been rated as the second most prayerful nation.
Yes.
But that prayer will not help you.
Prayer will just come back.
It won't help you because you are not doing what is right. Any prayer not backed by what is right It's a useless prayer, no matter how hard you try. I'll take it from where BKO left it off. The governor or the government as a whole must pay particular attention to his own staff in all these control agencies relating to buildings and land. That is where we must start. There was a report that a group petitioned the Lagos State governor that some of those staff in LASPCA who were suspended for their role in the collapse building in Lekki Garden Estate, they are back to work.
They are back. So what are we talking about?
What are we talking about? This, and we don't even know what the outcome of your probe is till now. How do you allow such people into the system?
How did they even allow that building to
get up to that level? Because they knew.
There was a video that came out where they went to the place, they tried to enforce stop work order, and they were resisted. Because they continue. Because they have big people, big people in government and all that. They continue. Now the train collapsed and killed people.
Killed the owner.
He killed the owner.
Everybody.
Did we not even read of, I mean, some tough shots in these ministries getting involved in all these kickbacks? So that is where
that's why you see civil servants are multi-millionaires.
Of course.
Multi-millionaires.
They make money, and
if they investigate them thoroughly, whether in Abuja or Lagos, you see that some of the richest people in Nigeria
they are civil servants. That's why it's easy for them to be able to look at a minister or a commissioner and say, you can go to hell.
You can't operate without us.
Yes, because they are richer than him.
Look at the sense of entitlement.
The minister.
They are probably richer than him.
Yeah. So the government must watch this and tell them to sit up. It is not about having different agencies going to one building.
We always hear that anytime this happens, we always hear the governor will say, okay, the heads will roll this and that. We do not see evidence of heads rolling. Yes. If you cause heads to roll, let the world know that heads have rolled. That is how others will learn. That's how others will learn. But you just say it maybe just for the cameras, let all these newspaper and TV people, let them find something to report. You just give them the soundbite and nothing happens. Another one will happen again.
And we'll go over it.
If you are caught in the traffic when it rains on the island or anywhere around the island, you will shake your head.
You know, I've always even suggested that.
What is?
I've seen, there was a day it was raining, and I was somewhere, I think, is it the hotel or somewhere, and I looked at the drainage. The drainage was narrow, and not deep. I'm like, okay, if these drainage channels were constructed at a time when the population of Lagos was not really so much. The city is the fastest growing in West Africa, if not Africa at this time. So why not take a holistic look at the drainage architecture of Lagos and see what can be done? If you need to expand them so that they can take greater volume of water, you have to do that. You know, I'm not saying in every part of Lagos, at least in some of the places where we constantly have this problem. But you know what usually happens is, this year we battle the floods. We come up with a quick fix. We come up with remedial measures, and that is the end. The following year we are back to face it. And we must realize that, look, this is the season of global warming and the rest of that. So all of these problems won't go away. In fact, they will get worse. The global warming, climate change, and all that. We must have solid steps. We must take solid steps against possible natural disasters that can be traced to climate change. We have to, every country is devising what they call climate change action or something like that. What are we doing? If tomorrow now we experience the kind of flooding that happened last year, you see that it's the same states that faced it last time that will still go through the same.
About 20
People will lose their belongings, farmlands will be washed away, and Nigerians will be in hunger.
This is what we experienced last year. All right. Okay.